Many African American genealogy records were lost, hidden, or never created. But there's a way to piece the puzzle together. The key to uncovering your family history is digging into overlooked sources that hold missing details. If your ancestors vanished from census records or changed their names over time, don't give up. In this video, we'll walk through advanced research methods like cluster research, local history, and land records that can help track their movements and reconstruct entire family networks. If you've hit a brick wall, this is your roadmap to breaking through. Greetings and welcome. I'm Carolyn A. from GettingToTheRoots.com, where I help African American families uncover their ancestry through proven research methods and DNA insights. Let's dive in. Understanding your ancestors means more than just finding names on a document. It's about discovering how they lived, where they moved, and what shaped their journey. One of the most valuable but overlooked resources is local history, which provides insight into communities, migration patterns, and social networks that official records often fail to capture. County archives, land deeds, and courthouse records can reveal property ownership, family relationships, and economic struggles. Many African American ancestors appear in church records, fraternal organizations, school enrollment lists, and voter registration rolls, offering vital clues when census records fall short. The Freedmen's Bureau and Freedmen's Bank records documented labor contracts, family reunification efforts, and personal histories, sometimes listing former enslavers. Black newspapers, though often ignored in mainstream research, recorded births, deaths, marriages, and community affairs. While these sources provide valuable details, they don't always name individuals, especially African Americans excluded from government documentation. In those cases, researching the enslaver's household may be the only way to trace an ancestor's history before 1870. Many formerly enslaved people lived near their former enslavers after emancipation, making the 1870 census a key starting point. If a white family with the same surname or in close proximity appears, checking the 1850 and 1860 slave schedules can help identify enslavers. And lead to plantation records and probate documents, where enslaved individuals were sometimes recorded by name. Wills, estate inventories, and land deeds, often found in county courthouses, state archives, and historical societies, can reveal transfers of enslaved people between generations. The Works Progress Administration, WPA, slave narratives, collected in the 1930s, document first-hand accounts from formerly enslaved individuals, sometimes naming family members and locations. The Homestead Act and Southern Claims Commission records also provide details on land ownership and compensation claims after the Civil War. Now, let's turn our attention to cluster research, a powerful method for uncovering hidden family connections when direct records fall short. Cluster research is another powerful strategy for rebuilding family histories. If you can't find your ancestors in traditional records, look at their neighbors. African Americans often lived in tight-knit communities, especially after emancipation. Neighbors, church members, and marriage witnesses were often relatives or lifelong associates. Witnesses on land sales, court cases, and military pension applications were typically trusted family members. Studying these associates helps reconstruct entire family networks and can break through missing records. But even with these methods, some family connections remain unclear. That's where DNA testing becomes a game changer, helping confirm relationships and identifying relatives when documents fall short. DNA testing is one of the most powerful tools for African American genealogy, especially when paper records are missing. There are three main types of DNA tests used in genealogy: autosomal DNA, Y-DNA, and mitochondrial DNA. Autosomal DNA tests from Ancestry DNA and MyHeritage analyze DNA from both parents. helping identify relatives from both sides of your family tree for the past 5 to 7 generations. These tests is useful for finding living relatives, confirming family connections, and estimating African ethnic origins. Y-DNA testing, available through Family Tree DNA, traces the direct paternal line, following the Y chromosome passed from father to son. Since only males inherit Y-DNA, a direct male descendant must take this test. It helps confirm paternal ancestry, connect with distant male relatives, and trace surname origins, making it particularly useful for African Americans researching enslaved ancestors. Mitochondrial DNA testing, also offered by Family Tree DNA, traces the direct maternal line, following mitochondrial DNA passed from mother to child. Both men and women can take this test, but it only provides information on maternal ancestry. While it does not identify recent relatives as well as autosomal DNA, it confirms maternal lineage and provides insight into deep ancestral origins. Using a combination of autosomal DNA, Y-DNA, and mitochondrial DNA testing can help break through genealogy brick walls, validate historical records, and reconstruct lost family connections. While DNA testing provides genetic matches, identifying exactly how those matches connect is the next challenge. DNA triangulation is a technique that helps pinpoint common ancestors by comparing the shared DNA of multiple matches. Triangulation works by identifying 3 or more people who share the same DNA segment on the same chromosome. If these individuals also have a known common ancestor through traditional research, that ancestor is likely the source of the shared DNA. This method is especially useful for African Americans facing missing or altered paper records due to slavery, name changes, or migration. For example, if you match 2 cousins who also match each other on the same segment, but only one has a well-documented family tree, you can use their research to help place your ancestor. This process strengthens genealogical proof and helps determine whether a match comes from your paternal or maternal side when documentation is unclear. Some DNA testing platforms, Family Tree DNA, DNA Painter, and MyHeritage, provide chromosome browsers that allow you to visualize shared segments. If a group of people share DNA in the same place and also have common surnames or locations in their trees, it increases the likelihood of an ancestral connection. While DNA testing provides genetic matches, traditional records are still needed to confirm those connections. But what if an ancestor's name changed over time? Tracking name changes and migration patterns is another crucial part of the process. Many formerly enslaved individuals adopted new surnames after emancipation, choosing names with personal meaning or taking the name of a former enslaver. Census takers frequently recorded names incorrectly due to illiteracy, miscommunication, or racial bias. If an ancestor isn't showing up in searches, exploring spelling variations, middle names, and initials can help. Military records often list alternate names not found in census data. City directories recorded individuals year by year, tracking movements between censuses. That's a wrap. But don't stop here, keep learning with my African American genealogy playlist, where I go deeper into research and DNA techniques. If this video helped you, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and join my email list for exclusive genealogy tips. Thanks for watching. Peace and love.